Welcome to Peerless Podcast. I'm Mike.
And this is Rolando, and we're on episode 229.
Yeah.
And this is a different kind of episode.
I feel like we pretty much say every episode's a different kind of episode.
No, but this is, we haven't done a reaction video in a while. We did a Gary Vee reaction video. We did a Amazon, The Empire video. And then we did one on like eBay back in the day reaction video. Remember, it was like 60 minutes. So based on your idea from our last episode, was it our last episode? Whatever it was, you had said, hey, let's do a reaction to eBay's Seller School. Now, have you been on there at all?
Nope.
So this is brand new and fresh to you.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of it. Yeah, so I think what we're going to kind of do, I think, for this episode is because I was noticing that as we were putting the clips in the hopper ready for us to watch, that it looks like we have like several different clips, some short clips of different parts of the eBay Seller School, so we can kind of have a general idea of what the Seller School looks like. And then we might end up doing more like specific ones where we just do a video on like one topic, and we do maybe one or two videos and kind of give our take. Like, okay, here's eBay talking about how to do this certain thing. What do we think that they're saying that's right? What are some side maybe from a reseller that's like, well, actually, this is maybe how it would be a little bit better. So we'll talk about that maybe in future episodes. But this one I think is just going to give us kind of a general overview of how's the eBay Seller School? Is it useful? What do we think about it? Kind of critique it a little bit and maybe learn a few things along the way.
Now, I don't want to make it sound that it's just us critiquing. So a lot of you experienced sellers listen to our podcast. You're like, is there going to be value in this? And I think there is, because even when I watched through all the videos, and
every video or just the ones we're watching today?
Pretty much every video. Ooh. And I also went through most of the course because I had to keep it real. So I thought there was value. I think there are some things that I didn't know. I thought eBay through these videos makes things pretty apparent about what they want. And so we'll talk that at the end when we recap what we thought about eBay Seller School. So I took about a handful of double handful, almost two handfuls of videos. And I thought, hey, let's play these. Let's talk about it. And hopefully through this, you get value, because there'll be a lot of things we'll talk about that we reinforce that's in the video. That's good. And then we also share the bad. And then also other things that the video didn't capture, maybe because of the length of time, or maybe just because it wasn't a seller that produced it. So I just thought I'd throw that out there, because I'm pretty sure there's a few videos that it's very clear there's a seller behind it, and there's other videos that it's policymakers that made the video, not the people in the trenches.
Which sometimes you need both, right? Sometimes you need the policymakers, because even though they may not have what we would necessarily want in the video, they might have what we need, because we don't always know what's going on behind the scenes and how eBay operates. So yeah, it'll be good. So are we ready to watch our first video?
Yeah. So our first one, it's probably the longest out of all of them.
Okay.
So which is like 2 minutes. Okay. So
and just to clarify, so sometimes when we do these, or not sometimes, when we do these, we kind of have to talk over the clip while it's going. So we can't just let it run the whole time. So every so often we have to talk.
And we might pause it every once in a while too.
I don't know if I can.
Oh, you can? No. Okay, well, we have to write it through.
Yes,
right.
we're gonna write it through. Otherwise, if you wanted pauses, they needed to have been shorter, or I should have done this differently, but I didn't. So there we go.
Okay, real.
So we're gonna just roll it. And yeah, we'll have to kind of talk through the clips as we go, and that's mostly for copyright reasons. We can't just show their content on our channel, so we have to add to it. So please don't be upset if we occasionally have to.
Oh, is that real? Like you have to talk over it?
You have to. Yeah, you have to. Part of what makes the not copyright is that we are adding value or changing or some kind of creativity.
So like if you started dropping a beat in the back, it would work.
Unless that beat was copyrighted, and then it wouldn't work.
All right. Hey, I didn't know. So,
yeah,
by the way, thank you to all of you that have been watching us on YouTube. Our YouTube numbers are going up. I think us being on Auction Professor helps. So if you're listening to some podcast, it might help you to jump over to YouTube and hit that subscribe button. But we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. All right, here we go. What's our first clip on?
First, just starting out on eBay. And by the way, leave us comments. It helps us in the algorithm.
All right, here we go.
Welcome. We're excited you're here. Getting started
so
selling on eBay is fast and easy. The world is waiting for you.
Did you know that?
Here's what you'll need to get started. An email address, a phone number to register, and a credit card or bank account to set up your payment method.
But no PayPal,
Make sure
which
it's
is kind
a
of
unique
interesting.
email that isn't already associated with another eBay account. That's it. All set? Head
What if
to
you have multiple stores?
ebay.com and click register in the top
I
left
think this is for
corner.
new sellers.
Registering is just as easy on mobile through your browser or by downloading the eBay app. There are
Did you go
two
desktop
types
or
of
browser
selling
when you
accounts
started?
on eBay, personal and business.
I used phone
Even
for
if you
sure.
already have a personal account, you'll still need to set up a business account. Click on Create a Business Account under the main header. A business account offers a number of benefits, including a variety of options to manage your listings, returns, and shipping.
I don't know
The
if I
ability to
thought
register
my
with a
personal
company
account was
name,
already
appearing on
like a
all
business
correspondence
account.
and invoices.
Well, no, watch, listen.
And
Listen, she
potential
gets to
tax
it.
benefits and discounts on eBay fees.
Just wait,
Ready to set up your account?
watch.
To create your business account, first provide your business information.
So you kind of don't have an
Please use your
option.
legally registered business
Is this a
name,
new thing?
email,
I
phone
guess so.
number,
I don't know.
and create a password. Choose a strong password. Then click register.
So this is very
Next,
101.
Create your username. A strong
Right now.
username should represent your brand, be related to what you sell, and ideally,
Okay, I want to
be
talk
easy
about that
remember.
for a moment.
We'll go
We're
back
in the
to
home
that.
stretch. Time to verify your account. You can choose to do this via text or phone call. Enter the PIN you receive. Select your business type and, if you choose to, enter the value of your inventory.
Whoa.
Why?
Now it's time to set up your payment
$5.
method,
I just
which
started.
determines how you pay your eBay selling fees.
Well, I mean, I guess
We'll
if you put like a
automatically charge
million,
and
they
invoice
would
your
like
seller
maybe
fees
like get
each
somebody in
month.
Like you'll
contact
get
with
a
you.
Done
concierge
however
as soon as you call.
PayPal, bank account, or credit debit card.
That was an
You
interesting
choose.
question.
Every month, you'll get an itemized email with your fees, credits, payments, refunds, and promotional savings.
That you won't
Just one more
understand no
step.
matter how hard you
Select
try.
the payment method that works best for your business. Then follow the steps on the screen. You now have
I like how
an
they just
eBay
went
business.
really fast with that part.
Congrats.
Like they've been telling you step by step, like
We're
click this
thrilled
button.
to
Okay,
join
to be
the
this
fair,
button.
community.
no, I edited some of this though. That was
Success.
I edited like a minute and a half off the video.
But even still, it's like do this, do this, do this, and then it said follow the steps on the screen. Like it's just kind of like
No, that was my edit. That was my edit. They have a little bit more. Okay. Few things here. I think the username is super important. Now, they do mention in that video that you have 30 days to change it. So I remember this guy that I used to work with. Like I remember when he emailed me to get an interview, his email was like Happy Frogs. And I'm like, am I supposed to take you seriously? Like I don't understand. And he got the job because we only had so many options.
oh man,
It wasn't Mike, by the way.
I can't remember what the email was exactly, but I remember when I worked at DirecTV, I was, part of the hiring team there, and people would put personal emails on their resumes, and sometimes I'm like, oh, you've got to change this. You've got to change this. And I
You
remember,
mean like outside their name? It'd be like,
oh, like, yeah. So like it was their personal email. So like, like if someone's email is like Starfighter1 or whatever, like the email was something so terrible. It was like dank nasty mama 3 or something like that. And I was like, whoa. And you're
We're
applying
keeping
for
this
a
G.
job? Like, I don't know if I would put that. Like, so don't let that be your store unless specifically you're selling that type of material.
But still, it's so. I think it's a good start, especially if you're brand new. Like I'm thinking about right now, my son. Right, we chose a name that was pretty generic. It left it open that he could have a garage sale kind of store, but it wasn't like anything silly. Right, it wasn't.
What do we do? That you can change your username.
You have to wait 30 days after the first
okay.
time.
Gotcha.
And so I've changed my username 3 times.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I changed it because originally it was just like my name, and then I was like, well, I want this. I'm taking this a little bit more seriously. I've got a business now. I kind of, I want to have a store name, and so I changed my name. And yeah, it wasn't that big of a deal. But yeah, that is one nice thing about eBay that you can change your name. So if that hasn't been something you've done, maybe you've been reselling for a while and you've kind of have the same name you started with. It might be a great name, or it might be time to look at maybe changing your name. I don't know if it makes a huge difference, but I think it. If you're a customer and you're going to buy something, if you're selling like antiques and it's like looks like personal stuff, maybe it's fine if it looks like a personal account. But if you're selling like specific things, you want to look like you're a professional store, right? You don't want to just have like Johnny 3 or whatever your name is.
Well, don't downgrade your name either, because sometimes it's like awesome junk. Or maybe I'm wrong. Let us know in the comments if you think Awesome Junk's a great name. Like, dude, I think I'm a big believer. It's kind of like Pure as a podcast. We didn't want to be like, white noise in the background. Like we were going to have, it was going to be like a thrifty name. Remember, eventually we landed on Pure as a podcast, which made us distinct. I mean, hustle, gets thrown out there, but we don't have thrifting in our name. We don't have flipper in our name. We don't have, reseller in our name, because that gives us options, right? It left us open to be able to do other kind of podcasts, which we may do in the future. And it also, set us apart, I think. I hope so.
Hopefully. Names are important.
One more comment on there. So the interesting thing about this is that we're still not at managed payments, which is kind of weird. Right now, there's a video that we're not going to show, but there's a whole video about how to sign up for managed payments. And I really wish eBay would I thought we all were supposed to be in managed payments, right? So I went through this whole debacle with my son this last week where I set everything up. I thought it was managed payments. And one of the reasons my son didn't get paid is because he didn't pay. The second reason is because he had to set up a PayPal account, which was weird because I haven't set up a PayPal account in, I don't know, probably 10 years since I first started eBay. So be aware of that, if you're brand new and you're listening to this. But now here's the thing. Let's watch some other videos because that's just the basic. That is 101.
Yeah. And if you're listening on the podcast right now, just kind of, you can picture that it's like infographic style video.
Mm-hmm.
So there's lots of charts and things moving and screenshots of what's happening. So that you can tell they're well produced videos, but they're kind of more like, a business infographic type video. So, all right.
They're colorful.
Yeah. Well, eBay's colorful. That's part of their thing. They got lots of colors in there.
That is true.
They don't really have like a color, right? Like Target's red and, all these companies have a color, but like eBay it's like multicolor. Like they're, even
like
their
name.
logo.
Yeah, they're 4 letters or different colors. I get it.
All right, here we go.
Video 2. This one's going to be fun.
Are an important part of finding success on eBay. Adding item specifics like size, color, or
brutal.
brand helps
Oh, wait, it gets even more brutal.
For exactly what you're selling. Learn how eBay makes it easy to
So you probably should jump to the YouTube when we start talking about some of this.
This is everyone's
First,
favorite item
know what you need to
specifics.
update. We require some item specifics.
Look at that.
because they're
13
crucial in helping buyers
required.
Find the right item. We'll let you know
42
what item specifics will be
required.
required soon, so you have time to add them. We also recommend
27
some item specifics
recommended.
based on
Is this
buyer
one
demand.
listing?
Adding all 3 types.
I would hope
Helps you
they're
get
just trying to show
helps
somebody's
your listings get
store
found.
in general.
How does eBay help you find missing item specifics?
How do they help
If any of your
you?
listings are missing item specifics, you'll see a reminder under your tasks in Seller Hub. For example, this task.
So
reminds
imagine
you to
you're a
add
new
item
seller
specifics that will
and
be
this is what you
required
get hit
soon.
with.
If you're a new
Clicking the
seller, you can
task
kind
will
of
take
start
you
by
to your
putting in
active
item
listings
specifics
page.
to start with.
True,
This
but
hits older
The
sellers more.
required soon
Okay.
click filter will be
I'll
applied.
share this in a moment, but
Showing you what
you
listings
can't
will
see how
be
many
covered.
listings there are on there, but I'll tell you in a moment.
You may also see click filters for required or recommended item specifics if you have any that you need to add. There's also a dedicated column for item specifics with more details about what's missing. Now, it's time to add item specifics to your listings.
So much fun.
Filter for the item specifics you want to add, then select the listings you want to edit and click
Do you
Add
see how many
Item
items are in that
Specifics.
store?
I can't see.
This
Okay.
will open your listing tool
Well, how
where
many?
you can add item
We'll wait till the
specifics
video's
to each
done.
listing one at a time.
We'll do the big
The
reveal.
fields for item specifics are arranged
Is
into
it like a-
required and
I don't understand why
recommended.
it's a big deal.
Make sure you complete any empty required fields first. Item
Yeah,
specifics
we've
that
started
will be
doing
required
this, item
soon
specifics,
are
and
in
our
the
sales are
recommended
coming up.
section.
So
Yeah, right?
Look for the required soon tag. You'll see the date that these item specifics will become required. There are also details about some fields telling you why we recommend these item specifics, such as search volume.
to tell you why.
Once you've added all the recommended
real
item
reason why?
specifics that apply, you can dismiss reminders for that listing. Finally, click Save and
You
Next
still believe it's
to
eBay
move to the
selling
next
data.
listing you select.
I don't think it's them selling data,
No.
but I
You
think
can
they
also
want
save
the
time by
data.
adding item specifics in bulk. Click Download to export a file of your listings. Follow the directions in the file,
Man,
and when you're ready,
we have a YouTube
upload
video
it
on
back
that.
to your listings page to apply
Yeah, it's a
the
good video.
changes.
We need to do more videos like that, like just
Remember,
simple how
Item
to.
specifics
Yeah.
help your listings get
I
found
agree.
by more potential buyers. Update your item specifics today.
All right.
So it's for you. I mean, that video made it very clear. This is eBay helping you connect your items to buyers, and they're just reminding you and showing you how you can get it done. So
Okay, that store had 11,000 items.
Ooh.
So you imagine somebody with 11,000 items doing that one by one process. I'd be done. I'd be done. 11. I mean, now I had about 2,000, but I used the bulk edit. So if you have no idea what we're talking about, we did put together a video. It's on our YouTube, the fastest way to bulk edit. And it really is the fastest way. It'll get you 99.99% of the way there. And then you'll have to do that one by one for probably like 20 to 50 that don't smoothly transfer. Now, there's a lot that they left out with. See, here's the thing. They tell you how to do the bulk edit, but they don't tell you how to do it.
And there's not like a separate video on bulk edit.
No.
They should use the Pure Hustle podcast one.
That's what I'm saying. Now, I'm not just trying to plug it out there, but so this is something you had mentioned in the previous podcast that, yeah, these videos will be good to start, but there's no way they're going to be able to capture everything you need to do. Right. And so I looked at this, but it was concerning to me because there's one item right now that I have that has 27 recommended item specifics.
Ooh, on one item?
On one item. So you imagine you're a seller, okay? You just got started and you heard that eBay has the most amount of buyers, which is true, by a landslide, okay? But you've been selling on Mercari, you've been selling on Poshmark, it's pretty easy to list on those. I mean, especially on the phone, it is so simple. But you're like, hey, I want to up my game. I want to go to eBay. And you do all these listings, and then you get this alert, and you have, let's say you have 10 items, and on 10 of these items, you have to do required, recommended, and whatever item specifics, right? There's just the item specifics on there. A total of, let's say, 10 per item. That's 100. I don't know how you feel about that.
I mean, if you're new, you're as soon as you list the item, you're doing it. It's nothing. It's a big deal. If you've been doing it for a while, the hard part is you've been doing it for a while, right? You've got items that you might have listed a long time ago, and then you got to pull it out. I mean, because if it's some of those item specifics are simple, color, that doesn't take a long time.
How about character?
Well, again, in some of those, you could probably just not applicable because they really aren't applicable, right? Like if it's not like you've used the Blue's Clues, like so, not every item specific, even recommended, needs to have something necessarily there, but some of them are going to be really easy, but some of them, if it's like, a certain insole material and you didn't already have that in your listing and you got to go dig those shoes out and look, that's going to take a little bit more time. So that's where it gets a little bit tough. If you've got a whole bunch of listings, the nice thing though, is you just got to look at it as this is a one-time suck, it just sucks. And once you get through this, as you're listing new things, you don't have to worry about unless they like add new categories that they're going to want later. But hopefully they've thought far enough ahead to add the categories they want.
Now, there's an upside though. You had mentioned sales have been picking up, and now you can't say it's directly attributed, but you think it helped.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it does to an extent. I mean, I'm sure eBay is going to, in some ways, the algorithm or system or whatever is going to favor those who are following what they're recommending. I don't necessarily think like it's because a customer like typed in item specifics and we're searching on the side. But I think, if let's say YouTubers, all of the big YouTubers that talk about eBay are doing this, and as soon as they do it, their sales go up and they're telling people, I put in item specifics, my sales went up 30%. Next, all their listeners are going to start putting in item specifics, and that's going to benefit eBay, right? So I think they have a reason to like kind of favor stores that are following it.
Yeah, but I will say on my end, I do believe it directly had a result. Actually, my sales are better this week than they were last week. So last week was recovery. This week it's, I don't want to say to the moon, but it's getting better. To the moon. We need a shirt. Anyways, we don't do stonks.
All right, here we go. Next video.
Hi, I'm Audrey.
And I'm Teresa.
She's from Google.
And she's from eBay.
Today, we're going to tell you how to get your eBay listings to show up on Google.
They're neighbors.
Google handles trillions of searches per year. Many of these searches are from people looking for items to buy. This is good news for eBay sellers.
There's no way that this
eBay
is like
Google
sponsored.
Sure fixed price
Yeah, it has to be. She has a Google shirt and it's
like
Google in the
here,
back. Wait, listen, you got to listen to this stuff.
Or here.
You can do two things to make sure this happens.
First, make sure your photos don't have any watermarks. It's important that images show your product with no additional marks, logos, or text.
And second, be sure to use the GTIN when you list. That's the unique numerical identifier for your product.
eBay sellers should
don't
always
know
have
what
this
that
is.
number.
That's your skew.
That's it. Short and sweet.
Say no to watermarks. Say yes to GTINs.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't put those in very often unless I scan the item and do and sell similar.
Okay, so you know what G10s are?
Yeah.
What are they?
That's the
The UPC?
the barcode.
Okay, why didn't they just say UPC?
Because it's probably not either. I don't know. It's probably not the technical correct term, or I don't know. Who knows?
Okay, now we get questions all the time. I still get them like, hey, I don't use a white background. And I do see people on social not using white background. This was directly from Google saying white background.
Well, it was somebody wearing
watermarks.
a Google shirt.
No. What do you think? There's an imposter like showed up? Come on now. That was a real Google rep.
Yeah. Well, maybe.
What? Okay, and I do recognize the other lady. I don't know, maybe she was at eBay Open or something. So anyways, I thought there were some takeaways that validated things. Number one, Google wants white background for your pictures. There's no debate anymore. And people still do it. People are like, hey, can I use my Poshmark pictures? Because, sometimes on Poshmark, people like do closets, or they like do a special, or they use backgrounds like the one behind us. White background. And then G10 is your UPC, which is true because Bonanza pushes that really hard too. Like I get messages from, if you don't know what Bonanza is another platform that will import all your eBay listings for you. It's really nice. But if you have new items and you don't have UPCs, they will not import them because Google will not find them. So
I like it.
All right. Calling out Google, huh?
I'm sure it is. But I think it benefits eBay with Google more than necessarily it benefits you. Maybe you get an item that ends up in the search, but I don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
What gives your competitors their edge? Why are their listings performing
It's about
better than
Terapeak, by the
yours?
way.
Yeah.
Terapeak research can help answer these questions and more.
We do like Terapeak. It's a little hard to use though, like if you're on your mobile phone.
With
Yeah.
Terapeak, you can get valuable insights on what's selling, on how to optimize your listings, or expand your inventory.
Why isn't it
It's
just
simple
part of the
and
app?
easy to use.
I
You
don't
can do it
know.
all from the research.
We were told it was
tab
gonna
in
be.
Seller Hub. Search millions of sold and active listings within eBay by keyword or product identifier. Simply type in the search bar to start retrieving insights, such as average selling price, the volume of items sold, and valuable shipping information. You can filter your results by price, product condition,
Yeah,
or
so if
sales
you're not
rate,
watching it,
and search
it's kind of
across open
walking you through
marketplaces
step by
in
step
different
how
regions
to
within a
use the
customizable date
interface.
range. The information is
So it's
presented
definitely
in
useful if
clear,
you don't know how to
easy
use
understand
Terapeak. This will give
statistics,
you
graphs and charts
specifics.
that can help you identify useful sales trends over a period of time. Benchmark your own listings against other live listings and get an instant snapshot of how well you're performing. You can easily compare prices or usage of promoted listings by your competitors.
Yeah.
So why should you use Terapeak? It's a quick and easy to use tool that helps you optimize your listings for success, expand your product inventory, refresh listings with little or no sales, or even help you decide which inventory to sell
And crush
internationally.
the competition.
Yeah.
Other sellers are using
What are your
Terapeak
What are
to
your
get ahead.
competitors
That's what
doing?
he just said. Other sellers are using Terapeak to get ahead. Now, of all the videos, I shouldn't say it's the best one because that means that people have nothing to look forward to, but it is one of the better videos there. So if you have no idea how to use Terapeak and you've seen it. Now, the one thing the video doesn't mention is you do need an eBay store, and it has to be basic and above. You can't have a starter store. It has to be basic and above. But I think it does a really great job of, where do you find Terapeak? What are some of the uses? I'm telling you, Terapeak is probably one of the best tools that eBay has.
Yeah. Yeah. The sucky thing though is, again, I don't feel like I get to use it out in the field very often, right? Like I feel like I'd be able to use Terapeak more often if it was just on the app. I end up using the 90-day total, sale comps far more often because it's easy, right? By the time I get home and look stuff up, now it is useful if you're trying to like price trends and things of inventory you already have. But when you're in the field and you're looking things up, come on, get it on the app.
It should be smooth. And the app should have, like, if we have the ability of doing 365 on Terapeak, comps on eBay should automatically go 365. Yeah. Or you should be able to choose 90 or 180 or whatever it is. And we had I don't even remember that episode we had about what things we wish eBay did well. So now it was interesting because I had mentioned, like, you can see how eBay does in other countries. I would say what would be nice is if it just told you, how many items sold via global shipping or international standard delivery. Just because because I do have a feeling, now they do mention in one of the videos that if you do have global shipping attached to your listing, your sales, based on their metrics is 15% higher than most sellers that do not sell outside of the US. So So I don't know. Check that one. Even if you're an experienced seller and you've never used Terapeak, I definitely would say go. By the way, the Seller School, we're not promoted by eBay. We're not sponsored yet by eBay. But it's 100% free. All you have to do is give away your email.
Yeah, and your social security number
No, just
and your
your email.
mother's maiden name.
No, just your email. You don't even get an email from them. They just want your email. So unless I went to my spam.
They just want your email. There's no way. If you heard that comedian, I don't remember what the bit was, but something about when you go to grocery stores and they want you to sign up for the thing, they're like, "Are you signed up for whatever?"
Oh yeah.
We want
all
your
the
number,
time.
and it's like, "Well, why do you need my number?" "Oh, we don't do anything with it." It's like, no, you're doing something with it. Like, there's no way you're not doing.
Okay, but what are they doing with it? Like, this guy drinks a lot of Diet Mountain Dew.
It's data. It's data they know based off of area codes, what kind of things they want that data. They're not doing nothing with it. Otherwise, they wouldn't want it. All right, here we go. Next one.
Right.
Offers to buyers lets you reach buyers interested in your listings by sending them a private offer.
Ooh, we love.
If a buyer shows interest in your listings, sending an offer can help you make the sale.
Does this talk about a heavy browsing?
No.
For example, when people
should get a
watching
shirt.
items on eBay get an offer from a seller,
I'm a heavy browser. I'm sure that'll go well.
People
when you send
heavy
offers to
browse on
buyers,
me
you
all the
decide
time.
how much to discount your items and whether you'll allow counter offers.
Have you been heavy browsing recently?
You can also choose to automatically send offers.
You know,
to
we
reach
could
more
go many
buyers
roads
less
with
effort.
this. I'm heavy browsing you.
So, how does it work?
That'd be kind of stalkerish.
Yeah, I don't
Start on
know.
the listings
some
page in
weird.
Seller Hub and select active listings.
If you keep looking, I'm going to send an
Send
offer.
offers quick filter. These listings all have interested buyers that you can send offers to.
I noticed you were heavy browsing
Select
me.
the listing you want to send
You want an
on
offer?
and click send offer. Enter a dollar amount or a percentage discount.
Now, a lot of what this is showing is how to do it on the desktop.
For listings
Correct.
under $200, your discount has to be at least 5% lower than the buy it now price. For listings priced at $200 or more, you can offer smaller discounts.
Did you know that?
Next,
I didn't
add
know
a
that.
message to your offer. Remember, these buyers are already interested in your item, so this is your chance to get their attention. Before you send your offer, choose if you want to allow buyers to respond with a counter offer. You can also turn on
Do you allow that?
automatically send offers.
Of course.
eBay will look for new interested buyers on your listings and send them your offer until the item is sold, or you turn off automatic offers.
I love automatic
Finally,
offers.
Click send offer to engage with your interested buyers.
Yeah, the automatic is nice. I kind of wish that they were showing on the app too, because I mean, maybe the people who need the videos are using the desktop, but I don't know. I feel like how often are you doing that on your laptop as opposed to on your phone?
agreed. Agreed. It's always on the app. And I do have a pet peeve on the app. So on the app, when you can send the offer, when you're about to send it, then you can go to the button that says automatically send this.
The button.
The button, and you can hit, automatically send this. But here's the thing. If you don't click right on it, it takes you to like the other page explaining what it is. And on top of that,
Information page.
And on top of that, why do you have to do one more click to make it happen? Like it should all be at one time, just streamlined. Because anytime this is marketing 101. Like anytime you got to do one more thing, it's one more chance that you're going to lose that buyer, right? Or that seller. So
yeah. Well, what can you do?
no, but what the video should have mentioned is the heavy browsing. I mean, we were joking about it, but it's true because
I mean, they did kind of say like people who are interested will,
But at the moment, like how many this happens to me, not every day because I send stuff as soon as I see it, but I've gone like hours later because I've been busy. I go to send stuff and it says I can't send it anymore. And that's because the person's not interested anymore. So if you're brand new and you're listening, once you get a send offer, you should send it ASAP because that means that person's either looking at it, it's in their cart, or, looking at it, meaning they're heavy browsing. That according to eBay, from what we were told on the record, is that they've at least looked at it 3 times within 15 minutes.
Yeah. So capitalize on it. You want to strike with that iron is hot. Have you noticed? I mean, I'm looking at the camera right now. So
I knew you
we
were
see
going
ourselves,
here.
and I've got like a really like shiny spot on my head. That's why like in Hollywood they use, well, one, they've got like all the things to block the light so it shadows right, and then 2, they use powder. I have not gotten myself to use makeup on air yet.
We're not there yet.
I don't feel like I'm that kind
I
of.
don't think we'll ever
I don't feel
be
like I'm
there.
that special to have some makeup on set, but maybe I need it. But the reason why there's that shiny spot is because I've been using Skull Shaver, and Skull Shaver is an incredible product, man. It keeps the head really, really close. It's really easy, and it only takes a couple of minutes. And I love that you can do
90 seconds.
Yeah. Well, and what I love most is that you can use it with like shaving cream, right? Because, sometimes the electric razors people use, I used to use them on my face back in the day, and I hated them because I feel like they would snag and it just wasn't good. Here, you can use this wet in the shower with shaving cream. It feels great, and it gets your head really, really close, and we love it. So if you are interested in getting a shiny dome like us, so that way when you're on camera, you can bling, get yourself a skull shaver, use promo code PURE, P-U-R-E, and you will get a nice little discount, and let them know that we sent you.
All right. Yeah. And by the way, thank you to all of you that have been buying them. It's been awesome. And, if you buy one from Pure Hustle Podcast, make sure to tag us and tag Skull Shaver on social media. So, we can let other people know what your thoughts are because, we want to keep it real. Like, this is a product that we actually use. Hey, also want to send a thank you out to all the awesome recent members to buymeacoffee.com/Pure Hustle. We've had people recently sign up for the yearly membership, which really helps us out. And yearly sounds like a big deal, but it's only $5 a month, which means it's less than $1 an episode. And we do not have, a paywall for our content. Our content is free, but those funds are going to go to hopefully eventually here for us to be able to do what we're calling Pure Hustle Plus. We just need to get to a certain number so we can provide other content outside of the podcast that will be exclusive to members of buymeacoffee.com/Pure Hustle. So if you haven't had a chance yet, make sure to go to that link below or just type in buymeacoffee.com/Pure Hustle and sign up. If you're looking for us on social media, you should definitely catch us. We are on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok as Pure Hustle Podcast. We are on Twitter and Clubhouse as Pure Hustle Cast. You can also give us a call, 619-738-1170. That's 619-738-1170. Or shoot us an email at purehustlepodcast@gmail.com. That's purehustlepodcast@gmail.com. And as always, thank you for all of you that have been subscribing to us on YouTube. Our YouTube numbers have been going up, which is great. So if you haven't had a chance yet, make sure to go over to YouTube, hit that subscribe, and hit that bell notification to, be notified whenever we drop videos.
That's
which
right. Like, comment, share.
Yes, please do. And comment. Now, also, thank you to all of you who have been writing reviews on our iTunes. It's really been helpful. A lot of you have been part of the 400 club, and we're now getting to the 500 club.
Yeah, welcome to the 500 club.
So meaning that we actually have, I think, the most reviews of any recently podcast at the moment.
It's the Pure Hustle 500.
Which is, listen, it is really helpful. So just wanted to read, you know what? I'm going to wait till the next one so we could read some of them.
Yeah.
So we're at 405. Would love to get to 500 by summer. I know that's Mike always looks at me when I have these audacious goals, but is it audacious?
Audacious. Yeah. You want to, let's get 100,000 subscribers on YouTube by tomorrow.
Get
you guys
that
can help us do that.
That'd be, hey, you never know. We just need to go viral one time.
Maybe this is it. Maybe this is the video that the world has been waiting for.
I'm pretty sure not this one.
This is the one. This is, if you're watching this video, you get it. You understand that this is it. Like, you're going to be sharing this with people who aren't even resellers. Like, check this out. But hey, we are thankful for everyone that's been listening to us since day one or caught us halfway. We are at episode 229. So it's been a great journey, and we hope to continue this journey. And so thank you all for your support. Yeah.
All right. We got a few more videos, some more reactions to do here.
All right. Let's see what's
Description
next.
should be concise. Use correct
This is about
grammar,
listings.
punctuation, and spelling. Identify
What are you,
any
my
issues
English
with
teacher?
the item's condition and include special item details. Description should not feature images or videos. Include contact info or use links taking customers off eBay.
Like a Mercari
Next
link.
up, photos. Photos are often what makes or breaks a sale. Here are some tips to make the most of this important part of your listing. Include multiple photos of the item with views from different angles. You can add up to 12
That's good.
photos.
That's good
Listings
practice.
with 3 or more photos often
That's good
sell
right there.
faster. Show any item damage or flaws in the photos to reduce the risk of a return.
Those are some nice
Avoid
Jordans too that
using
got
any
flawed.
special filters or edits that may obscure or skew the view of your item. You should also avoid using photos that have decorative elements, promotional text or logos, accessories or props that aren't sold with your item, images copied from
That's
the
like
internet that you
anti-Poshmark.
don't have permission to use,
I've done that one
or
a few
watermarks,
times.
which negatively impact your search ranking outside
Did
of
you hear
eBay.
that? Negatively impact. So watermarks not only like hinders you, but it negatively impacts
They
you.
say that, but if you ever like Google search images to put like I have to do this for slideshows all the time. I make slideshows every day, and so when I search for images, I'm looking for images that don't have watermarks on them to put on my my slides.
All the time.
And I'd say like 80% of the good ones have watermarks on it, so they're obviously not being negatively impacted very much.
Okay, but that's different. That's like, you're trying to get a picture and it says like the Getty. I understand that. So, okay, but a few things here, few takeaways. So, short and concise, right? So we talked about this before, and it was funny some of the comments that people had put about, people put multiple paragraphs in their listings. I'm telling you, like one sentence and you're done. Like everything, I think they want everything in your listing, a title, and in your item specifics. The second part that I thought was good is discussion about 3 pictures. That's the golden number, right? If you have 3 pictures, it's going to put your higher into search. So
seems like more. 3 seems still small. Like I don't feel like if I'm under 5, like I'm not even 6 because there's 12. So I feel like if you're not even reaching the halfway point.
I'm only lazy on one item when I do those sewing kits, like cross needle, all that. I'll do 3 pictures. So first picture is the front, second picture is the contents, and the third picture is the back of it. And then in my description, when it says content, I put see picture 2. So I don't have to list it out.
Yeah, I don't like listing contents unless it's like very specific and it's going to be a high item. Yeah.
But
one thing I think is interesting. So they talk about not like linking to anything else. I mean, I've obviously occasionally done like, here's a link to a YouTube video of like me describing this item in more detail because it's, an expensive item and I want to show what's in it. So I've done that before. But did you know, like some people will, have you ever caught this on like Craigslist, for instance, or maybe Facebook Marketplace, where somebody's selling an item, right? And they have on the item, like, here's the item I'm selling. And here's like, the Amazon, like, description of the item if you want to look it up. And you look it up on Amazon and it's cheaper on Amazon than they're selling it.
No.
Have you ever seen that?
No.
Yeah. The reason they do that is because it's affiliate links.
Really?
So they'll put an item
genius.
that's like $100. They're selling it for $100, but on Amazon it's only $75. So people are like, I want to look at the description.
eBay does some of that too.
Do they?
Yeah, like haven't you seen it? Like you're looking for something on eBay, and on the bottom it's not as bad as it used to be, but there's other items that you're looking for, like from like different locations. Yeah, I did not know that.
Yeah, that's how those get you. So if you ever wonder why those are, but yeah, so I'm assuming people could do the same thing on eBay, right? Where that's probably one of the things they're trying to prevent is that, and also you doing the sale offline, right? Because if you put contact information and you do the sale through PayPal and you're not doing eBay fees and all of that, then that hurts eBay. So
yeah, and what was interesting in there, they mentioned not using like look, like L, and then using @ K. Have you ever seen those listings?
Yeah.
They just look ridiculous. Now, stock photos, they're very, I think every seller uses stock photos.
Yeah.
At some point in time.
Especially when it's retail arbitrage.
Don't listen, eBay, close your ears. Don't make it your main picture. That's when people get caught. I'm not telling you what to do. This is not legal advice or eBay advice. But what I've heard is that other sellers make it their last picture and you're good to go, right? Because it's the first few pictures, right?
Yeah. If you make the first picture just like words on the screen that say,
no, you're not supposed to put.
I know, but then they don't know that, inside you've got your other thing you're not supposed to do. You can hide it in there.
2 wrongs make a right.
That's right.
Is that what you're telling people here?
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
What is this next one? Oh, business. This is a good one. Business print policies.
Hello.
Hello.
Setting
Hi.
up business policies helps you save time when you create your listing.
It sounds like one of
This
those
is very
robots on
new.
YouTube.
It's
You
very
can create
robotic.
templates to store your preferences for your payment, return,
I did edit
and
this one, by the
shipping
way.
policies that you can then apply to all or some of your listings, rather than setting policies for each listing. First, navigate to Seller Hub.
I like the
Select
techno music in the
listings.
I
background.
added
Then
that. No, I'm
active.
joking.
On the left side of your Manage Active Listings page, choose Business Policies. You can set different
Somebody at eBay
policies
looked up
based on
copyright
what's
free
best for
music,
each of the different types
corporate
of
music.
This is a robot.
Your shipping policy
Listen.
for something like a bicycle, for example, may not be
Dude,
appropriate
that's
for
speech to
something
text
like
robot.
a cycling jersey. And shipping.
Text to speech.
Again, name and describe your policy and set it as default if you like. Now you have some options.
Or imagine if this guy was real.
Yeah, that's how he talks. Someone's like, you got a great voice. Thank you.
Hey, can I ask you out to dinner?
I want to tell you how to do something.
Freight for large items over 150 pounds. Or no shipping for local pickup only. With flat shipping, you designate the cost when you select your delivery services. You can also
Have you done this stuff?
It's showing. I've done a few. I don't know. I've done okay without having lots of policies, and I know it is helpful to have certain policies, but
we recommend one business day.
I keep them very minimal, and it's worked for me.
For international shipping, you
can really have policies for almost every type of thing.
Program by sending
to I'll talk about it more.
And allowing eBay to handle the rest. Or you can set up alternative international shipping options, offering a flat or calculated rate and a handling cost, if you choose to do so. If you would like to exclude certain shipping locations, you can do that here. You can use both international shipping options by opting into the global shipping program as the default global shipping, but also ship to certain locations you've designated through alternative international shipping.
It's a lot of options.
To handle
it's kind
your
of nice.
own shipping for selected locations. Select Save.
All right. So there's a lot of info. Now, I will tell you, if you are new, okay, or you only have someone who listens, I'm a big fan of business policies, because once you get to 1,000 listings or even more, you have an idea. So, for example, every single clothing item that weighs less than a pound, I just have first class free. All I have to do is put first class free, and that's it. And I don't even have to put dimensions, because in the end, like, it's free, right? So the dimensions doesn't matter if I put it now. If you're going to do global shipping, then obviously you want to put dimensions, right? But the business policies makes it so easy on two levels. It allows you to list faster, right? Because you're not always having to create a new shipping policy. And then on top of that, when you go on vacation or you're trying to change your handling time, it's already all set up for you. So you can bulk do it really easy from your business policy. So you'll say, hey, all my first class free items, let's say I have, 1,800, that's a lot. Let's say 1,800 items are all first class free. All I have to do is change the handling time on that one business policy, and it'll change it on all 1,800. It's that easy, right? Payment, you can choose on your payment and business policies. Like, hey, if somebody is, international, I don't, I only want this kind of payment. Or for returns, you can set up a business policy that if it's something international, that you will not accept returns, right? And so anytime you have anything bulky and you don't want it returned internationally, well, you can just choose that business policy for returns that does not allow that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I mean, it seems like there's a lot of options. I mean, even the fact that you can have global shipping unless it's to Canada, and then I'll do international, maybe because you already are familiar with how to ship to that country. You're not afraid, maybe it's going to Uganda, so you're a little bit more worried and you just wanted to go global shipping, but maybe you're more comfortable with sending it to the UK, right? So it's kind of nice that you can select that, be that specific, which is one of the great things about eBay with especially on the desktop program, the browser, is that there are a lot of functions, and sometimes it's almost overwhelming, all the buttons and places you can click and options. You don't have all that on the app, but it is kind of nice that there are so many options where if you really want to be specialized to that extent, like you said, if it weighs this much and it's going to this country, then this is the policy, and you do that one time, and then you're not worried about it every time you're making a new listing. You just kind of know, yep, this goes into this category.
Well, for example, all my items that are first class clothing items, they're not global shipping anymore. They're first class international. So they all go international standard delivery, and it's real easy. So anytime now I list Harley shirts or I list Patagonia shirt or Hawaiian shirts that's under $50, it all goes there.
And I don't have because you're doing the pirate ship.
Correct.
Nice.
Or international standard delivery through eBay, whichever is cheaper for me.
Gotcha.
So,
are you a believer now?
No. No, it hasn't brought me more sales. Like a lot of people are like, it boosted my sales. Actually, I still get just as much global shipping. I get actually way more global shipping than I do ever down that road.
All right.
So, hey, not saying it's not worth it, but I didn't see a change.
All right, here we go. Here's the next one.
It's easy to succeed with promoted listings. All you need to know are these 4 top tips.
I skipped 2 of them.
Victory.
Top 4, top
Promoting
2.
your listings from the marketing tab in Seller Hub. You may see listings flagged as recommended. These are handpicked for you and may benefit most from
Music
promoted listings
groovy.
because they drive incremental sales, increase sales on new products, and promote seasonal items during key retail moments. We recommend promoting these first.
I'm
Staying
sure
competitive
they
is easy with
do.
our suggested ad rate guidance.
Do you use their suggested?
Factors designed
No,
to help you find
we'll
the
talk about
perfect
that.
balance between performance and cost. Factors may include item specifics, past performance, seasonality, and current competition. This new logic will make it easier for you to find the
They
ad
just
rate
don't
that's
tell you
right
how
for
they
your
come up with that
inventory and
logic.
budget.
Okay, promoted listings. Do you use them?
We do. And yeah, we usually, it's always like 2%. We typically don't go above that. But there have been a few items where when I'm just doing the listing and it's like recommended 3.7, and it's like, all right, whatever, like might as well and see if it works. Because you got to imagine if they're offering that, then I would imagine that it's like buying any kind of, really anything, is supply and demand, right? So if most people are buying at 3.5% promoted listing, then eBay knows they can sell it for a little bit more than that in order to give competitive edge. So if I get it at 3.7, then I've got the competitive edge. My item hopefully potentially would sell faster. And eBay knows that they're trying to find that top value, what people are willing to pay. And so, yeah, if you're wanting it to go a little quicker, I think probably doing their suggested, now it's going to cut into your profit. So it's like anything. We talk a lot, or at least I talk a lot about having, you've got time, you've got inventory, you've got capital, right? You've got different things that you have available resource-wise that you can kind of exchange for other things. And if you want your items to move quicker and you're not so much worried about getting top dollar for them, then maybe it is worthwhile doing what they suggest. Or, you know, I've seen a lot of people say, hey, we do 1.5% or we do 2% or we do 2.5 or whatever their number is, and they just do it consistently, and they seem to do okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, and I did skip the first two. The first two, I don't know why they threw it on there, but it was basically how to create a listing, like what kind of pictures. It was kind of the same thing as we saw in other videos. And by the way, we have skipped some videos. There's a great video with Harry Temkin and the Posh Hanger, and they talk about listings. It goes on for 7 minutes, so check that one out. But you know, the promoted listings thing, you got to understand both sides. There's one side, yeah, it's trying to help you in sales, and the other side, eBay makes a lot of money from promoted listings. I mean, it's one of the reasons they've been profitable over the last 2-3 years. It all started way back, and not way back, but you know, a few years ago with Devin Winnick, again, when promoted listings came in. Now, the recommended, I will not do the recommended, just because if you know your stuff and it's good stuff and it sells consistently, 2% I think is the cap for me. Like I don't list anything above 2%, but then again, I'm not trying to sell, you know, new and hot items. I mean, I am during Q4, but those are going to sell regardless. But if your item is one of 5 that's listed and 10 have sold, there's no reason for you to have to do extensive promoted listings.
We should just mess with eBay and post items way expensive, way more than they're worth, and do like 50% promoted listings.
Somebody asked me, like, what happens if you're like, how high can your promoted listings go?
Like eBay's like, we want this money, and they're just going to be putting all their ads on it. You know what I mean? They're just going to be pushing that thing out there.
Yeah, but it doesn't. Like all it does is,
what if you
end up at the top of the page and it says promoted? That's it.
No, because promoted listings do more than that. They end up like in your Instagram feeds, in your Facebook feeds. They show up more on your Google searches.
I guess I've never seen it, which I wouldn't see it because I'm not the buyer of my own goods.
Yep.
Right? But does that happen?
Yeah, I mean, there's times when I'm going through Instagram and it's like, ooh, board games. I'm going through and it's like, it's actually ads to people's board game listings.
Okay.
And you click on it, and yeah, I mean, that's how they're promoting it. Or even like Facebook Marketplace, sometimes there's eBay ads and it's eBay selling.
Oh, on OfferUp, it's all over the place.
Yeah, so they're selling. So when you're promoting it, and so again, they're only going to do those out if they think it's going to convert, because they're buying that space from OfferUp, they're buying that space from Facebook Marketplace.
Okay.
So
all right, I hear you.
Yeah, if you were to say like, I'll give you 99% on this item, eBay wants that item to sell because that they're going to make a lot of money.
What are they going to put billboards in Times Square?
I mean, they might. Like if it's $1 million item, they might.
So anyways, if you're new and you're listening, be careful of promoted listings. I'll admit there was a time. I've shared this on the podcast. I think this happened 2 years ago. I put all of my items a percentage above the trending rate.
But I bet they were selling really fast.
stuff sold, but my profit was terrible. Like, I mean, I'll never forget. I was with, again, I got to mention such Quick Ship Quick once an episode. I was hanging out with them and I'm like, guys, I've had tons of sales, and we were just talking. And then I looked at what I was actually making and I'm like, wait a second. This month is really bad. So I've sold a lot of stuff, but I haven't made a lot of money because it's all gone to promoted listings.
But I mean, we're talking like a 1% difference.
No, there's some stuff that goes like 12, 13%.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like there's some Doc Martens at like the trending rate's like 9%. Right. And so imagine if I was putting it at 10%, right? And I sold a pair of Docs for, $60. That's $6 just for the promoted listing. That's not final value fees. That's not tax. I mean, it was just not good. So yeah, okay. I admit my flaws. So just be careful. That was 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Okay. I just wanted to see what happened. And obviously we all learned.
It worked.
All right. Let's check out this one about which one is, returns.
Ooh. So you've gotten all the things that everybody loves, right? Promoted listings, item specifics.
I try to get the short and to the point ones because it's a reaction video, right?
All right. So we need to actually react more.
Let's revisit returns.
Well, I don't know.
What is that, a
We talked
box?
about your
What kind of
returns
box
policy.
is that?
Now let's talk about how to
Jeez.
actually process returns. When a buyer initiates a return, you'll be immediately notified. If you use eBay labels, you can purchase a return label to share with them,
Do you
which will
purchase
enable
return
you
labels?
to track the package
Do
as
I
it
purchase
travels
return
back
labels?
to you.
What do you mean?
Once you've received
Yeah,
and
that's
checked
what I
the
mean.
item,
I don't.
process the appropriate refund, exchange, or replacement within 48 hours and keep your buyer informed. If there are any complications, eBay offers several services and protections to help guide you and your buyer to a resolution.
Like it's like a
happen,
shield.
especially with
Protections.
online sales, but there are ways to reduce your return rate.
It's
Provide
important.
accurate item specifics, details, and photos to fully describe your item.
Yeah.
Develop strong
Use, not
fulfillment
abuse.
processes to avoid sending
No,
incorrect items
I-
or an
listen,
incomplete order.
I've
Package
sold
items
thousands
securely
with
to
that.
prevent damage. And that's it. Before we sign off, here are a few key takeaways. Entice buyers by offering free shipping.
They want your
Set a
free
quick
ship.
but realistic handling time to deliver good customer service. Use eBay labels to save time and money. Ship globally with ease using eBay's International Standard Delivery or Global Shipping Program. And finally, inspect returned items and resolve within 2 business days of receipt. Okay,
2
you're ready
days.
to ship. Hooray!
I still have stuff that's returned that I haven't even opened the boxes. I
So
need to get better.
the weird ones are, and we'll get back to the video, and this is probably update episode worthy too, but I've had 3 items over the last year that were returned to sender and I never hear from the buyer. I just heard from one of them and then they're like, oh, just ship it to me.
Oh wait, so this isn't like a return. This is like it didn't.
Yeah, they
Get to them?
It didn't.
Came
It
back
got
to
to
you?
them and they sent it back and then they still want it. But there's a couple that like I never heard anything, and I'm not gonna reach out to them because it's your item. Like,
So you just got to imagine the backstory, right? Like husband and wife, things were going good. Next thing you know, their marriage falls apart. She
What?
kicks him out,
Easy now.
and she gets a package, and she's like, "I knew he was gonna order this Harley Davidson stuff. Return to sender." And then you get it back, and that's just what happens. Like
The way you said "return to sender," that was powerful. But yeah, I mean, I just had somebody it was a $100 pair of shoes. I just picked it up from the UPS store. And this was like shipped out like in November. I'm like, I can't even I can't. Actually, I had something. I'll talk about this in the update episode. Remember something I sent to Mexico and I sent it out in October and I just got it back. And then the person wanted it still.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes return to sender stuff is because the post office couldn't find it. They couldn't find where to deliver it to. There was some kind of mistake.
Which is now back to the reaction video. So, in case you're wondering, when will eBay back you on a return? It tells you right there. It gives you 3 things. It tells you the first one is make sure your pictures are accurate, listing is accurate, and your description also. If you do those 3 things, eBay will be on your side. The second part is the fulfillment. Like make sure you ship things out on time. If you do that, eBay will be on your side. And the third one is make sure that in your pictures and everything, you point out, the third one was to resolve the conflict with the buyer. So if you do those 3 things, eBay is telling you they will protect you. Because I get messages all the time where like, hey, eBay didn't side with me. Something happened. Now, there have been instances where I 100% believe that eBay didn't do right by the seller and sided with the buyer, but I find those few and far between. As long as you cover those 3 things when it comes to returns, you should be good. You should be able to get a negative feedback return. You should be able to, just be able to solve the problem. Maybe even at times be able to, keep your funds if the item was damaged or do a partial refund if you're a top rated seller. But yeah, there's so here's the thing about Seller School. So I wanted to end on this video is that it gives you maybe 10% of what you need to know. Would you say? I mean, I know it's an arbitrary number. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to give you a good start. It seems like, and like anything,
like with the returns, like it didn't, like what do you do in this scenario?
Yeah. It basically just explains like, here are returns. Returns happen, right? The first few videos seemed a little bit more like, here's step by step. Click on this, do that. But like anything, I think people are going to end up looking towards the community to find help on how to do stuff, or they're just going to play around with it until they get it. Sometimes that's all you need, right? It's just like a basic, here's the things eBay's looking for with returns. Here's how to avoid them. You're a new seller. It kind of gives you some ideas. And then you got your first return. When you get your very first return request, you're probably not going to the eBay Seller School thing and you're typing in like, how do I do an eBay return?
Oh yeah, you're Googling it.
And whatever's the top of the list is going to be probably the most popular and hopefully the most helpful response, whether it's a Reddit response or a YouTube video.
PHP podcast video.
Yeah, a PHP podcast episode where you're going to listen to an hour and we're going to talk somewhere in there about how to do a return. But we
need like a word search for our podcast.
Yeah, we need an SEO expert. If you're an SEO expert and you want to do that for us, that'd be cool. But yeah, so I think this gives you the basics. So if you're new to selling, you're like, I'm kind of afraid of the returns, and then you look that video up and you're like, oh, okay, this isn't too bad. And then yeah, when you actually have a return, you're gonna Google search how to do the return, or you're just gonna figure it out on the app if it's intuitive enough.
So when it comes down to Seller School, I do think it is a great tool. Like I went through it. I didn't learn anything, but I've been reselling on eBay for 10 years. But it did reinforce a lot of things that I already knew, right? It had great reminders. So is it worth your time just in the background, after you're done listening to PHP podcasts to throw a few of them on? Sure, right? There's actually, if you're a new seller, I think it's really helpful because there's actually some hands-on courses. Now, the courses are your typical, when you do job training, right? And it usually has like, a cheesy movement person saying, this is what I do. And it has a caption. Like there's some of that in there.
That's kind of what I think these are almost like in a lot of ways. Like just like that. So you get a job and they make you sit and watch an hour-long video or a whole day of training on like, here's how to do this. And then you actually get on the floor and then your coworkers are like, here, push this button on the register. And then they walk away and you're like, all right, that's how I do it. And like, that's how you actually learn is by doing it. Or
I agree with that. I agree with that. The best way to figure out eBay is just to do it. I mean, the other day I was training my son how to ship. I forgot that like if you've never packed the box, like you don't even know how to hold the tape holder.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? I had to show him how to like tape the box, and my son is brilliant. I mean, he's a straight A student. He knows what he's doing, but he never had to tape a box, right? And I had to show him how to tape a box. I had to show him how to pack in the box, right? I had to show him how to bubble wrap something. So I think Seller School is a great tool. I'm glad that eBay made it. I believe that there's a lot of value that can be gained. But remember, the best way is to just, number one,
just do it.
Just do it.
That's a good logo. We should, or a good slogan. Just do it. Yeah. Man, I don't know if it's been trademarked or not
that
yet.
That could be like $1 million, billion-dollar company logo.
Yeah. I'm going to say that slogan is just do it. I like that.
I think that's good.
It's very original.
All right. Now, the second part is, there's so much knowledge, right? Pure as a podcast, we have 229 episodes. There's other YouTube videos. There's the ways on social media you can learn. Thing about reselling is you can never stop learning how to resell. I'm serious. I mean, think about it. Mike and I were like, what are we going to do once we get to episode 100? We're at episode 229. And yeah, we repeat some stuff sometimes, but we're always learning. We're always sharing, and we're always learning from the community. So, not sponsored by eBay, but Seller School was a decent tool. It was a good way to start things, especially if you're brand new. So check it out. And with that being said, make sure to be real,
be relevant,
and be reselling. Peace.